understand it or don't know why it's happening, they can and they do panic. Certain ones, for example, I've had one come in the past month or so where it pops up on the screen, takes over everything, so you can't leave that screen, and it says this computer has been confiscated by the RCMP. We have found illegal documents on this computer, and they could be talking about anything from downloaded documents or just, the sort of things that you just can't have, the illegal stuff on the computer. And essentially, they lock it down. They say, we will not unlock this computer until you call this number and pay this amount. So it looks official. It's going to trick a lot of people. And unfortunately, it's just a scam, but it's meant to play on those fears. If you think, oh no, I've been caught downloading something, because, lots of people do that sort of thing and get away with it, it really does worry people. And I've seen them go as far as to use your camera. And in that screen where it says this computer's been confiscated, it has your picture because it snapped it with the webcam. So it can be quite a scary thing once it's in there. The best thing to do would be to obviously remove it right away. We've got several ideas or ways to do that at home. The number one that comes to mind for me is a little product called the Fix Me Stick. Have you heard of that yourself?
No, I have not. The Fix Me Stick? That's great.
Fix Me Stick. Yeah, if you want to know more about it, you can pop in store, or it was actually featured on Dragon's Den fairly recently.
Dragon's Den.
So as far as I know, it is a Canadian product, and it works really well. It essentially looks like a little USB memory stick.
Right.
You plug it into your computer. The whole program is on the stick. You don't have to install anything. And it's smart enough to go into your computer before Windows even starts up and go dig everything out. Most of these viruses that block you out, they do so once they're up and running, of course. If you can get in there and nip it before it can even turn on, that's really the best way to remove it. So that Fix Me Stick is only about $60 to $70 typically, and that's a very good solution because it's cheaper than a technician, and it's something you can use in the future as well and on multiple computers.
Very convenient. Great. I'm sure it'll make people feel like they should have that at home.
It's a very
nice product. Just in case.
Yeah.
Or in the business.
As I said, I recommend people to look it up. If you even just Google that name, you should see a little video clip from Dragon's Den where they talk about the entire product. You can see from the guys who made it exactly what it does. So it's a really nice thing to watch. The second solution, of course, for those who don't feel comfortable doing it themselves would be to hire a technician. Typically, these bugs can be pretty nasty, and if you've got somebody who has all the proper tools, it really makes it a lot easier to take that sort of thing out. In our technician shops, for example, we've got the Fix Me Stick. We use different pieces of software as well, lots of scanning tools, and we go through and we very thoroughly check that everything's been removed. And we can almost always get your data back as well.
Awesome.
Typically, we can remove the virus in a way which is non-destructive, where you're not going to lose everything. So if you're worried about that sort of thing, it's always a good idea to go see a technician. And in each one of our stores, we've got a certified technician who's warranty certified by many of the major brands like Toshiba, Sony, HP, Apple, lots of these different companies. So, call your closest store or swing on in if you have any questions, just want a quote, that sort of thing. It's very easy to do so.
That's what we should do, absolutely. Justin, do you have any final thoughts or words of wisdom or advice you'd like to share?
My best advice to everybody is just to protect yourself. Don't be afraid of it, but be careful. I'm not in the business of trying to scare people. We don't want you to be worried about what you're doing online all the time, because there's many great services out there that you should want to use. Whether it's sharing your information over the internet, sharing pictures with somebody who lives in another country, doing things even like this conference call, that sort of thing. We need the internet for everything we do these days. So don't be afraid of it. Have the right protection. Have a backup of the things that are important to you, that it's kept in a safe place, and have fun with the computer you've bought.
Absolutely. With advances like technology, which are so important, we are going to have some risks, but there's always a solution. That's what you're saying.
That's right. Yeah, there's always somebody there to help.
And yes, Justin, I have really enjoyed hearing your thoughts and advice on protecting your computer from viruses and worms. I look forward to speaking with you again next week, where we will be discussing what to do if your internet connection is painfully slow. And folks, if you enjoyed what you learned here today, we invite you to subscribe by clicking on the subscribe link in the show notes. Justin, again, thanks so much. And thanks, listeners, for tuning in. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You have been listening to Powering Up for Non-Techies with Justin Martell, Computer Department Manager at London Drugs. Justin invites you to drop into the Morgan Crossing location for free advice, professional computer servicing by certified technicians, and to explore their large selection of tablets, laptops, smartphones, smart TVs, and all the latest devices.
This episode is a production of Jam Media. For information on hosting your own web radio show, visit jammedia.com. That's www.jambmedia.com.
On your computer, on your smartphone, on your Wi-Fi radio, we're localwebradio.fm.
The opinions expressed by our guests and host on localwebradio.fm do not necessarily reflect the views of Jam Media or its owners. No expressed or implied opinions of any product or service should be considered an endorsement or recommendation of any kind by Jam Media or its owners.